Hey guys, this is going to be my run on Reprise 3 in the global exclusive Dimensions and Transcendence Reprise series, and this is going to be a very simple and very budget run. You don't really need a lot going. The biggest requirement for this is really Dorgann with FR and PT. You may be able to get by without Dorgann's PT. If that's the case, then I would recommend to use Lightning in slot 1. But if you have Dorgann's PT, then the requirements become even easier for the other two party members. Besides Dorgann, your first party slot member, I would recommend one of the boosted characters with access to PT mode. Here I use Lightning, but you can really use Squall or Cloud. Maybe even character like Edgar or Bards or Setzer. I don't think the damage requirement is a lot, but of the boosted characters, I would recommend one of the more damage oriented ones. So Lightning, Squall and Cloud probably comes to mind. And out of these characters, you only need access to PT mode. For example, here the Lightning that I use does not even have FR, and as you can see, the high armor isn't even maxed out. I just gave her a 505 ultimate weapon and she only has base PT mode. That's it. Finally, in the third party slot member, here I am going to use a non-synergy unit. I used Braska, but you don't have to use Braska. The third party slot member only has one requirement, and that is to be able to charge your force gauge. So just go to any party member in your roster that can charge the force gauge. Doesn't matter what other weapon that they have. My Braska only has up to LD to begin with. He doesn't have PT and he doesn't have FR. And even if he doesn't have LD, it would still work because the only thing he does literally the entire fight is charge the force gauge. I would recommend that your force gauge charger is somewhat speedy. So if you use a slow character like Penelo, it just makes it a little bit more tedious because you have to reset until your force gauge charger acts first in battle. Lastly, in terms of requirement, all you have to do is remove buff speed up on Lightning as well as Dorgann. That's it. And the only reason this is done is to have a higher chance of your force gauge charger to start first in battle. So to sum it up, any force gauge charger works. You need to have Dorgann, and you need to have a boosted DPS character with access to base PT mode. That's it, see you in the battle. Alright, first things first, you want a starting turn order of your force gauge charger, followed by Dorgann, followed by Lightning or whoever else you use as your main DPS. And right at the start, I had my force gauge charger use the Faris call. Something that I forgot to mention in the setup part of this video is that you do need to give your Faris call equipping either a Setzer Refined Sphere or a Setzer Full Sphere. If you have the Setzer Full Sphere on the Faris call, what will happen is that the call will land 6 debuffs and Dorgann has 1 debuff at party start. Therefore, just using the Faris call will land 7 debuffs and prevent the boss from warping its turn. If you don't have the Setzer Sphere on Faris call, then what I would recommend is use a force gauge charger that also can land 1 debuff on the boss to give you the 7 requisite debuffs. Once the 7 debuffs are on the boss after using the call ability, just spam your force gauge charging ability until you hit 100% and then pass the turn to Dorgann. My Dorgann has the Green Crystal U2 passive equipped. If you don't have it, just give him the Lunafreya call. This will enable him to get multiple consecutive turns. Here I use the Kai's call, it's really optional, you don't need it, but it just enables Braska here to contribute a little bit during the launch follow-up. But like I said, if you don't have the green crystal U2 passive equipped, just use Lunafreya Call and you can take the same number of actions. Just go straight into FR and then BT+. If you have one more turn because of the Lunafreya Call, use Dorgann's Echoes. Coming to your main DPSer, in this case Lightning, have that character use the Raines LD call. Target Dorgann with it. Here Lightning has one extra turn at the start. If you have just a base BT, then my recommendation is to enter BT mode with 7 turns of force time remaining, which is why I use one attack here, because base BT mode is 1 turn shorter. But if you have full BT plus on your DPS character, then go straight into BT mode with 8 turns of force time remaining instead. That's pretty much it. If Dorgann's BT aura is up, he will always trigger 2 image slash plus after your main DPS character attacks. And the boss on this stage doesn't really have a lot of HP, so just one base BT mode plus Dorgann's follow-up is enough to kill off the boss. Especially since my Lightning isn't very good at DPS since she doesn't have the BT plus aura, and that's a big factor in her damage potential. On retrospective hindsight, I think it's probably better to use someone like Squall or Cloud if you don't have BT+, because they will likely outdamage Lightning in this scenario. The good thing also about using this approach is that since Dorgann and Lightning are boosted characters, they will not be locked out. So you really only lock out one character, and in this case it's just Braska or whoever else you decide to use as a throw away force gauge charger. So this allows you to of course save your harder hitting characters for the other stages. It might look like damage is lacking, but I'm saving the big gun, which is Lightning's EX, as the final attack, and that will do a lot of damage. Bonus of course if your damage dealer also has a force weapon, because that allows you to use force attack in the BT mode. My Lightning doesn't have it, but as you can see it's not even needed, so there's a lot of leeway here. that's pretty much it. As always, I hope the video has been helpful, and if you enjoyed the content, do leave a like, comment, or subscribe. It really helps a lot. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next Dimensions End Reprise Stage. Bye!